God afternoon, everyone. Give me a moment to share to my personal pages. And of course, it would take forever for the pages to load all of a sudden. God afternoon, everybody. I got my mala beads. I don't feel the same without them. I'm really happy for today's seminar because I went to bed and when I went to bed this morning actually, because I'm now living that vampire witch life. In other words, I don't sleep till like 6 in the morning and I wake up like at 8 or 10, 11, 12, just, yeah. So, I was thinking last night, all the times I could have said no, all the times I could have respected myself. I'm sure that we've all had similar experiences. And I've always had a hard time letting go of friends because like I was always alone. Not because, nobody liked me. It was more so because I didn't like anybody. So that was my thing. And I like to be alone. Well, I started not wanting to be alone after getting in relationships where I lacked honor and self-respect. And when that happened, it set a whole notion for my life that affects me to this day. Like one bad boo after the other, one bad friendship after the other. And a lot of it stemmed from all the times I went along with something where I could have said no or walked away from, or I could have went and did my own thing, okay? Because as I've been mentioning in the previous videos, your life is the result of 10,000 hours of you doing something consistently. The only way that changes is if something else, but 10,000 hours that's newer, overpowers it. So, I don't mean to diss my life, but I was stuck a good portion of the time of my life with somebody I really didn't like. And it's sad to say this, but it was my own biological mother. Could not stand her at all. At all. Everything she did was like a fucking dagger to my heart. There were a lot of times I would compromise for this creature. I would try and compromise. And it was never good enough. Never. She was one of those people that always looked at how everything can go wrong. And it's funny. Because I haven't entirely healed my wounds with that individual. A lot of my newer friendships and people who come into my life or have been in my life have the same issue where they just looking at how everything can go wrong. So I pretty much was raised with a very, very bad pessimist. I was very talented with music as I am now. I believe I could have been more talented, but her pessimism and I guess jealousy. I'm a jealous person too, I'm not gonna lie. That's something I work on though. I don't really feel comfortable calling other people out by their flaws, especially my nemesis. But still, she was very much jealous of the fact that it was a new world and I could sing. So, whenever she was in a bad mood, I was forbidden to sing, forbidden to play guitar, forbidden to do anything. And there would always be an excuse why I couldn't do it. That it would have to be something, it would always be about her. When in my eyes, okay, in my eyes at the time, I was like, I'm gonna grow into an adult and I'm gonna have to end up working a 9 to 5. And I don't wanna work a 9 to 5. So I'm gonna work my ass off on this music so I don't have to work a 9 to 5 like everybody else. This creature did not want me to not work a 9 to 5. This creature wanted me to suffer in every way possible that she suffered. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate this with a lot of parents that you guys have. That there's just something about you your parent doesn't like for no reason at all other than the fact that they ignored their calling their whole life and they're miserable, so now they're trying to make the people they love miserable. My petty self would see it as her, ruining my life, stopping my success, etc. But I feel personally that it made me really, really strong and prepared for the criticism that I face every day with my music. And working with communities who want to get involved with my music has made me very, very hard and calloused against other people's pessimism. So I guess I didn't walk away from the situation empty-handed. But what I want to talk about is, do you have any of these type of people in your life? Okay, how are your friendships? Are your friends happy for you? Are they supporting you, or are they distracting you? Are they wasting your time? Okay, every time you have something good, are your friends trying to accelerate and amplify it, or are they trying to take from it from themselves? Okay, you see, people will take from things from themselves. Okay, they'll take your time for themselves. Okay, how are the exchanges within your circle and your friendships, your relationships? This is something that we really gotta look at because it affects us later in the future. Okay, our self-respect and self-honor vibrates. So the more actions, the more time we spend doing things that don't feel good within us, that all adds up into the future, and then we have a life that is no good for us. No good. You gotta be not afraid to be alone, okay? So you can't share everything with people. There are some things that are only reserved for yourself. Now, the people you want in your life are going to respect that. The people you don't want in your life are not going to respect that. There could be many factors. I'm not going to go into it. I don't like nitpicking at people's flaws, okay? I like to see everybody as a divine spirit of God, unless they're deliberately doing shit to raise a fuss. I have to bring up the 10,000 hours. What are you doing with it? What are you doing? What are your plans for your future? What are your goals? Do you even have any goals? Like, what's the deal? Come on. Where do you see yourself next year or years from now? Like, you still want to be miserable in your 9 to 5 or your once a month paycheck? That's the worst. That's so restricting. I can't do that anymore. Fuck that shit. No. God put yourself to work. But it's not work, okay? I posted a status on my personal page, okay? Don't see working as working. See it as creating, okay? You are building up momentum for a desired outcome. How are you spending your time creating? What are you creating for yourself? What life are you creating for yourself? I accidentally picked the psalm by choice. So here we go, a random psalm for the day and then the card. So, I'm kind of tripped out again because I did that randomly. I had the page facing you guys, but this is the one it landed on. This is where my hand was. Strengthening chances for a job promotion. Psalm 76. Carry verses 6 to 7 on you in your pocket while working or creating. Do not look at clocks at all today, whatever you do. Because you know you're on borrowed time, so why are you going to raise vibration looking at time you know that's flying by? You got to work from within the spirit, okay? Things take time. You got to work in the internal sense. That's where the big things happen. If you're constantly looking from a place of lack, looking at time that's passing by when you already know time is passing by, what do you think it's going to do? It's taking away from you. So I'm going to get the better translation of this Bible, and I'm going to read from it. This Bible's been through hell. Hell and back with me. I'll tell you a story how I ended up getting this Bible. My dog had just died. My best friend had sold all my shit. My ex-best friend had sold all my shit, okay? Wouldn't even just... That was her intention, was to hurt me. I was having a really bad day. Super bad day. I think I had to move or something. Or moving was approaching. I was in a place where I couldn't live. So there was this Christian shop right by an art store, right by Guitar Center too. They were just right there by each other. Three things that I love, so close together. Okay, so that day I went to the art store and got some pastels and coloring utensils, because at the time I was channeling my anxiety and pain, and mandala coloring books. And adult coloring books, but they were all kind of mandala-ish. So, my last Bible was with my stuff that got sold. It was pretty fucked up. And that Bible I used for everything, and it was given from a friend of mine who was a Jehovah's Witness, who wanted me to become a Jehovah's Witness, but I discovered an even greater path. So I was like, the hell is Jehovah's Witnessism? I just like the Bible, and their Bibles are written pretty good. Like, they're beautiful. Their Bibles aren't really written in an impressive way, like the King James Bible. It's actually very similar to this one, except they have God's name, Jehovah, in it, and this one has all his names in it. But yeah. But I replace it with Lord or God so that people can replace that acronym with whatever deity they believe in, okay? Because it's all the same energy. So I got this Bible, and I was like there for like 2 hours, really picking out a Bible, I'm in love with the color purple, so I'm like, it has to be purple. It has to be. It can't be any other color but purple, because like I want the spirit of God within my crown chakra. So I found this, and I fell in love with it. It was just so soft. It was brand new. Even this one kind of went through hell a little bit, but it lived. It totally lived. Totally. I got this Bible, and at the register there was a peacock. Peacock quartz. Yes, they sell minerals at a Christian shop. I was shocked, okay? I was just like, whoa. So I got that peacock quartz, and I brought it home and wore it, and then I was just reading from Matthew, John, and Luke over and over and over again. Because I was scared. I didn't know where I was going to end up, but I knew I was going to end up somewhere I didn't like. Because I was bouncing between two places, and one place I preferred than the other. But still, they both weren't very good places because there was just some malevolent forces at work in both of them. This Bible got me through all of it. All of it. And it feels kind of worn out. But there's power to it because I still love it. I still love it like it's new. So it works. And it freaks people out too. Like this goth kid having a Bible and it's all into spirituality and stuff. And it's like, I used to be where you were, okay? I know there is a better way. There's a better way and I'm going to aim for it. And it might not always look nice. But as long as I stay on the path, that's where I'm going to get. I'm going to get to a better way, a better life. And it's never too late to get to that better way, that better life. And that's only a small fraction of what's good about it, about the better path, or, the new path, the new way. What's the best part about it is becoming the better you. The you that you should have been, but you kept on listening to everything that wasn't you. Psalm of the day is Psalm 79. God, the nations have invaded your inheritance and desecrated your holy temple and turned Jerusalem into ruins. They gave the corpses of your servants to the birds of the sky for food, the flesh of your godly ones to the beasts of the earth. They poured out their blood like water all around Jerusalem, and there was no one to bury them. We have become an object to reproach to our neighbors, a source of mockery and ridicule to those around us. How long, Yahweh, will you be angry forever? Will your jealousy keep burning like fire? Pour out your wrath on the nations that don't acknowledge you, on the kingdoms that don't call on your name. For they have devoured Jacob and devastated his homeland. They do not hold past sins against us. Do not hold past sins against us. Let your compassion come to us quickly, for we have become weak. God, our salvation, help us for the glory of your name. Deliver us and atone for our sins. Because of your name, why should the nations ask, where is your God before our eyes? Let vengeance of the shed blood of your servants be known among the nations. Let the groans of the prisoners reach you. According to your great power, preserve those condemned to die. Pay back sevenfold to our neighbors. They reproach, they have hurled at you, Lord. Then we, your people, the sheep of your pasture, we thank you forever. We will declare your praise to generation after generation. This is the psalm you use for, bringing forgivenesses of offenses and, strengthening chances for a good job promotion. I'm going to say it again. It's weird because it reminds me of what's happening in the world a little bit. Like, Jerusalem is not what it is anymore, at all. It's become a war machine. And the servants, I believe in this verse, is just the children of the earth around that area. This shit's all fucked up, gone to hell. Excuse my language. The Bible's also an oracle, so it could be talking about something that maybe God's going to make it right. It's going to stop the war in Israel. I don't know, it's just a prediction. That's just me, though. But either way, this is a good psalm to read when you just feel like things aren't working out for you. I'm kind of afraid to read it again. I'm going to say it again. Fuck it. God, the nations have invaded your inheritance and desecrated your holy temple and turned Jerusalem into ruins. They give the corpses of your servants to the birds of the sky for food, the flesh of your godly ones to the beasts of the earth. They poured out their blood like water all around Jerusalem, and there was no one to bury them. We have become an object of reproach to our neighbors, a source of mockery and ridicule to those around us. How long, Yahweh, will you be angry forever? Will your jealousy keep burning like fire? Pour out your wrath on the nations that don't acknowledge you, on the kingdoms that don't call on your name, for they have devoured Jacob and desecrated his homeland. It says devastated, but I like that word better. Do not hold past sins against us, and let your compassion come to us quickly, for we have become weak. God of our salvation, help us. For the glory of your name, deliver us and atone for our sins, because your name. Why should the nations ask, where is their God, before our eyes? Let vengeance of the bloodshed of your servants be known among the nations. Let the groans of the prisoners reach you. According to your great power, preserve those condemned to die. Pay back sevenfold to the neighbors that reproach, that have hurled at you, Lord. Then we, your people, the sheep of your pasture, will thank you forever. We will declare your praise to generation after generation. All of us breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Lord God, we thank you for keeping fools away, for keeping bad booze away, for keeping our neighbors loving, for restoring peace among the nations, and for allowing us to chase after paradise within ourselves and to live in it and for it forever and ever. People trip when the Bible says that God is a jealous God. I say there is only one mind, and that mind is God. Have you ever gotten jealous personally when someone hasn't honored your needs or respect? So how do you think the inner God within you feels when you partake in things that do not serve your greatest life, your greatest outcome, your greatest future? Of course, God is a jealous God, okay? Of course, you are a jealous being. If it's not for your best interest, it's going to affect you in some way. You can't look at God in a manly way. You have to look at God metaphysically. And you can't look at God as a force outside of yourself, okay? You are a force within God, and God is a force within you. It is like a yin and yang. And now for the tarot card for the day. That shit was beautiful. And my apologies for talking about my mother at the end, or the creature. I'm just gonna call her the creature from the song. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't moved on from it, but I'm on the path. I'm on the path to getting over my mommy daddy issues. But that was just an example though, because we've all had those parents before in our lives, okay? We've all had those type of people, those type of girlfriends or boyfriends that have been like that with us, and we've just wanted to be free, but they themselves aren't free and don't want anybody else to be free. So I have 2 decks right now. I've had both of them for a good minute. I do feel Archangel Michael trying to reach out, even though my main angel is Archangel Azrael. They both say hello. I'm like, please say what you guys have to say for the next video. I can only take so much. But, we're gonna pull an Archangel Michael card first, and then we're gonna pull a tarot card. And then I'm pretty sure they will both match because there's just no mistakes. So with that psalm reading, I'm pretty much picking up that there's a lot of you guys that feel what you're working for is not working for you. It's not creating that better life, that better future. Even though you're spending so much time in it, it's turning into a waste of time. The best thing you can do is walk away from it. Walk away from it and decide for a better calling today. The longer you stay within it, it's just going to show the universe that, yeah, wait on me, lag on me, yeah, withhold it. No, it's not that important. I don't need it. When you do, okay? You wanna know what happens to people when they don't live their destiny? They get sick and die. They get sick and die because they have to come back and get that chance again. And hopefully they don't partake in the things that prevented them from living their destiny before. But that's what happens, okay? I believe it's the goal to die happy. Die happy, okay? Don't die from a place of lack, feeling that, oh, if only things could have been different. No, you owe it to yourself to die with a smile on your face, okay? To die on the stage. To die motivationally speaking, okay? Die doing what you love. Don't die in what you hate. Our death will be approaching quickly, guys. Sooner or later, we'll be old, or we'll be in some, it'll be the time for us to depart. And what's gonna matter is how you felt about yourself, okay? How you felt about your life. Is this the life you want to die with? Is it? Is this... If this was your life and you died today, would you be okay with it? You would want to come back, okay? You would want to come back and do something better. So when you die, make sure that it's a life that you don't want to come back to because it was so amazing and you did every possible thing you could, and even then you'll probably still want to come back. But don't die the way I'm talking about dying, okay? Don't die wishing you could have done more, because it'll carry on in your next life. Forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. It is not your fault that you've been hurt or that people have hurt you. It really isn't, because only hurt people hurt you. But what's sad is that now you're hurt and you're probably hurting people. And in God's eyes, you're not doing anything wrong, because anything as sensitive as you would be doing the same thing. But that vibration, though, is going to affect you sooner or later. And that's why this card came up. It's time to forgive. It's time to let go. It's time to let go that you think you're always doing something wrong, or that you're not good enough. It's time to let go of people who make you feel like you're always doing something wrong. It's time to let go of things always going wrong. Here's the prayer. Lord God, the supreme divine, source of all creation, the only one, the one mind, the mind within all, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me into releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. We thank you, Archangel Michael and Lord God, for allowing us to feel centered and at peace. I honestly think that's so cliche of Doreen Virtue, but it's still a good deck. And obviously the message is still the message. So yeah, it's still good. Anyways. The tarot. You know, the tarot and the Bible are the same. Everything the tarot says, the Bible says, okay? So all you Bible hating darklings, I'm a fellow darkling too, okay? All you Bible hating darklings, okay? who have a tarot deck, you guys got the Bible with you, just in card form. I just want to let you guys know that. Tower of Babel is there. Okay, the creation of the universe, it's there. It's all into detail. In fact, it's probably the true Bible. So, you guys, Christians, if you're hating the tarot for no reason. It means a book of life, too, in different languages. A record. Just, wow. It's all one. I saw a post on this group called Free Universes. You guys should join. It's ran by a friend of mine. She's pretty cool. Her name is Wendy. She's an amazing healer and spell worker. And she works with fairies. Very good reader, too. Even if you think she might be kind of off, she's kind of usually spot on. It's just you don't want to accept it. But she's really good. She's never been wrong with the reading with me. She's always been spot on. And she's extremely magical. So go to that group, Free Universes. It's a good group. She's always keeping it going, posting something. But I just want to say, why can't we come together? Look, I just had a Bible that was telling me how to use the verses for situations, okay? You think that's not magic? You think we aren't in this together? There is something greater at work against all humanity that we're not paying attention to. We're all here too busy pointing the fingers at each other, telling each other what we can and cannot do, what is right, what is wrong, what religion is the true religion when they're all the same religion. We gotta come together. We gotta use every tool and resource possible to change ourselves and change our planet and change our lives. Not just for us, but for our children's children, okay? For all life on the earth. You really think we can keep on going how it's been going? Look how unhappy we are. The generation before us, okay? Our parents, look how unhappy they are. They're trying to make us unhappy with them. The world's trying to keep, not the world, okay? The false world. The global consciousness, the oppressing vibration that's out there is trying to keep everything the same. And we owe it to ourselves not to keep everything the same. And not to let things go back to the way they were, okay, a long time ago. Before we were even born, where prejudiceness and oppression was rampant, okay? That anti-God consciousness is still trying to make a comeback, and we can't allow it to, okay? We owe it to ourselves to chase our destiny, okay? Because our destiny is the purpose. And our destiny, it feels like divine bliss, okay? That's the essence of God. That's the true calling, okay? That's the paradise. You gotta walk into it. Move your feet. Move your feet and trust and know that it's meant to be. 5 of Cups. Are you looking at things? Okay, when you have a cup of water, are you looking at it as half full or half empty? Again, it partakes to all the past videos you've been having at looking things going wrong, okay? Looking at things pessimistically. And I'm guilty of this, of course. We're all guilty of it. We can't help it. We have feelings. If it's a unicorn, you're the unicorn. It's also a very mythical creature, a type of deity, but it's a 6-legged unicorn. I'm gonna get the book right now. You can't make this shit up. Love conquers all. I'm probably not the only one who has some type of deep inner spiritual romance brewing within themselves, because that's what I've been feeling lately. I just want love. Either a person, life, myself, my music, other people's creations, and I want to do it because I know that I will be indefeatable, indestructible in the power of love, and so will you, okay? Love conquers all. And that's the only thing that's going to get us through what we're going through. Anything, everything, and anything that you do, ask yourself, is it of love? If it's not of love, it's going to shoot you in the foot. To love is to risk loss, okay? But in love, you can't lose what you are. So if you are love, you can't lose love, and you are always love, okay? So loving is knowing that in the small mind, you could lose a part of yourself, lose something, but in our reality, you can't, as long as you stick in the love. As long as you choose to see the glass as half full instead of half empty. Know that you're about to be healed. The mythical creature in this card is Chiron. It also has to do with, I think it has to do with Christ, because Chiron gave his life. Well, will give his life for protecting you. This creature, this being, this divine essence. It's the same thing with Christ. Christ is love. Christ is the love of God, okay? That's why he was who he was. That's why he said the things he said. Christ was love, and love conquers all. Release your pain and allow forgiveness to enter your heart, because it's the center of the universe. Forgiveness is the center of the universe. So if you wish to be at the center of the universe, you have to forgive. If you wish to control, you can't really control the universe, but if you wish to co-create with the universe, you have to be in forgiveness. Because forgiveness is the center of the universe. And when you do this, it will take care of you. And in living in forgiveness, and forgiveness being the center of the universe, is a type of self-sacrificing, okay? Because you're sacrificing the things. Okay, we all know things that feel good but are bad for us. You're sacrificing those things, okay? You're sacrificing being somebody else's crutch, okay? You're sacrificing you doing what you're meant to do. And it may suck for them, but it's a sacrifice. Sacrifices have to be made. They would be able to get over it if they would just forgive, because forgiveness is the center of the universe. That whole saying, let's stay centered, okay? That means to stay in forgiveness, because forgiveness is the center of the universe. It means it's also time to just go with your legacy. Cultivate your gifts. Be around other gifted people, okay? There is something that you inherited from past lifetimes. Not just past lifetimes, but you've inherited from the heavens. And it's time to cultivate them. It's time to forgive all the bad things that have happened, okay? Whether you're a teenager or an adult now, you're not the same person you were before. You're not in those situations that were traumatic anymore. Everything now is your choice. It's all your choice. I love you guys. I will be on later. I will be on tomorrow. I'm kind of blown with this lesson. I necessarily don't like being called out on my shit, but apparently I was. Apparently we all are. We gotta love God for that. And yeah, like I look forward to the next lesson. I'm not giving up. I gotta get this shit on YouTube. So love you guys. Bye.